What is up, guys? It is launch day for the new iPads, and I just got back from Best Buy with the 256 gig, 10.5 inch iPad Pro in Space Gray. I'm going to do a quick unboxing, and afterwards I will do a short comparison between this one and the old 9.7 inch iPad Pro. Alright, so let's get into it, and I just want to pre-apologize. My neighbor decided to choose today of all days to do a bunch of yard work and cutting down trees and everything, so it might be a little noisy. But let's get this baby open. I just looked at the back before I started the video, and Best Buy already decided to help me open this. You know, looks like they kind of tore it up a little bit, scotch taped it up, so made it nice and easy for me, I guess. I love this front design, by the way. It just looks amazing. I never thought I would be excited by the cover of an iPad case, but this did it. Slowly. God, it's difficult. Especially when I'm trying not to shake the desk. There we go. Oh, yeah. Check that out. So exciting. Sorry, that was off center. All right. Careful with this little plastic film. Don't want to destroy it in case you want to put it back in there for whatever reason. Wow, look at that. That is pretty nice. First impressions, it doesn't feel any bigger than a 9.7. I really don't notice a whole lot of difference here. But you can definitely tell the smaller bezels all around there. It looks great. Great job on the design here. Wow. Very clean. Camera bump, annoying, but still looks very good. So there's the iPad. First thing you see when you open up the box, as usual. You got your little USB cable here. No adapter for the wall. I heard they were phasing that out. I never seen one without the brick yet, but I guess, oh, there it is. Never. There we go. All right, so you got your power brick, your USB cable, lightning cable, I should say. And then here's your handy dandy intro guide. Welcome to iPad. Welcome to iPad Pro, I'm sorry. Not just an iPad. Your little Apple stickers. Of course, everyone just throws those in a little drawer and stockpiles them. Nothing else in there. Well, that's it. Empty box. Alright, so there it was. If you ever unboxed an iPad before, that was probably a very familiar experience. So let's do a quick visual overview and then I'll get into the tech specs. Firstly, and most noticeable, you have smaller bezels. It is 40% smaller than the 9.7 inch iPad Pro, and the screen itself is 20% larger. They shrunk down the bezels all over to give the larger screen in a pretty similar form factor. It is not exactly the same as the 9.7 as the rumors were suggesting. They did make it slightly taller and slightly wider. Now just going around the outside, everything looks pretty much the same except for those smaller bezels. They both are the same exact thickness and they both weigh 1 pound. The iPad Pro 10.5 is 4.6 millimeters wider and 10.6 millimeters taller. And because of the size difference, it does weigh marginally more. It weighs 32 grams more than a 9.7. But if you're comparing the form factors for comfort purposes, the size differences between the two will hardly be noticeable in day-to-day use. Now, like I said, not a whole lot has changed on the outside. You still have the quad speakers, the smart connector, of course, on the left side, the headphone jack on the top left, the sleep button on the top right, the volume on the right side. The only thing that has changed is the microphones. They moved from by the volume and by the camera to the middle back and the middle top. The only thing that I wish would have changed is the camera bump. That is still here. Very annoying. I wish that would have went away, but maybe next time around. I guess maybe I'll have to buy the 12.9 next time. And now for the tech specs. The new 10.5 inch iPad Pro has Apple's A10X processor, which is a modified iPhone 7 chip. And the A10 in the iPhone 7 is already an incredibly powerful processor. So this one should be just plain out phenomenal. The outgoing 9.7 inch iPad Pro has the A9X chip, which is still an incredible processor, but Apple claims that the A10X is 30% more powerful than the A9X, and we will really see that shine when the iOS 11 update comes out in the fall. It'll be really interesting to see how the A9X fares with the upcoming update. Now, the new 10.5 inch iPad Pro has 4 gigs of RAM. The old one only had 2 gigs of RAM. Really happy to see the bump in the RAM this year. The battery life is the same on both iPads, rated at 10 hours, but I have consistently exceeded that on my 9.7 inch. And now for the displays. They both have the same 264 pixels per inch display, but the new 10.5 inch has this brand new 120Hz screen, which means it has double the refresh rate of the 9.7. Now this is not something you're going to be able to see on camera or on YouTube. You're going to have to see this in person to be able to appreciate the 120Hz. And thanks to that higher refresh rate, the latency on the Apple Pencil is incredibly low, so that's going to be even more enjoyable to use. And that refresh rate will also scale depending on what tasks you are doing to help preserve battery life. Both displays have the same True Tone technology as the old ones did, and the new iPad Pro is also 50% brighter. But don't quote me on this, but I also thought I heard somewhere that the new Pros have more anti-reflectivity than the old ones. And the new displays also support P3 wide color gamut, which allows for HDR video. Now the cameras on the new iPad Pro are straight off the iPhone 7, so you're getting that incredible rear camera and the great front camera. So the new 10.5 has 12 megapixels in the rear, 7 in the front, while the 9.7 has an older 12 megapixel camera in the rear, and the front is only 5 megapixels. Both iPads are still capable of shooting 4K video at 30 frames a second, or 1080p at 60 frames a second. And the new Pros also have the second gen Touch ID sensor. But that'll about do it. If you have any questions at all, I will be available in the comments. Thanks for watching.